Laura here with Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today's soap, the idea just kind of was laying around. It came out of nowhere. I'm having a couple of those recently just pop into my head and then having to get them down even though they're not planned out. So this one was inspired by some melt and pour embeds that I've had laying around from soaps that I've been doing recently that have lots of red embeds on the top of them. So I had a pile of like roses going and some gemstones going and some raspberries going, and I just collected them all into a bowl. And this is the bowl of, I'll get to that in a minute. This is the bowl of different embeds that I have had lying around, and they reminded me of like all the different kinds of starbursts. And then if you're like me, the red ones are your favorite, and they actually do have bags of starbursts out there that are fave reds, from the fruit punch to the watermelon and the cherry and the strawberry. And so that's kind of been lingering in the back there, thinking that, you know, I'll get around to doing a all reds inspired soap. And then I got an email from Nature's Garden that one of the fragrances that I've been wanting to use went on sale. And when I saw it, I was like, hey, that would be a really good fragrance for this. So that sealed the deal. And as you can see, I have a brand new soap making container here for mixing up my oil and lye solution like I have done already. I am whisking that all together. There's also my Tussa Silk, my kaolin clay, my coconut milk, and my sodium lactate is all mixed into these things as well. I do have to remember, as you can see, my spatula and my whisk do fall into this. I'm not used to that because it's so wide, but I'm not complaining because everything fits. I am so excited to actually be able to fit all of my oils into a single bowl now and not cut it close anymore. So I'm just whisking this all together because I'm going to be working into some layers, and I don't want this to thicken up on me. I have no idea how this fragrance even behaves. I didn't even read it. I was just like, oh, on sale, looks good, let's buy it. I should probably look that up, but it's okay. We're going to take every precaution and just treat this like I would if it were a misbehaving fragrance. We're going to whisk it together. So that looks good. I'm going to go split this off into the colors that I want. So reds and pinks going into the soap, obviously. So in here, all my colors are from Nurture Soap, by the way. This is Hollywood Pink. Pour some of that off into there. And I want to do some layers of these two colors, and this is Ruby Red. So we'll do 2 layers on the bottom, and then I have 2 other containers over here that I want to do like a little in the pot swirl maybe on top of these layers. That looks good. So I have a wild strawberry, which is a eco glitter, and I'm going to add just probably a little bit less than I am with the red vibrance that's over here, just to create a little swirl inside of this red vibrance. That looks good. So I'm going to whisk all these colors together. I'm not going to stick blend all of them. I'm going to start with the ruby red over here as my base layer and just kind of work in steps. So the fragrance is called Sangria Punch, and it has notes of grape, orange, lemon, lime, apple, pomegranate, and blackberries. Not really the cherry, strawberry type of notes I was going for, but when I thought of the Sangria Punch and all of those different fruits together, I thought of fruit punch. And then, of course, the color sangria is typically it's like red or purple, so that is why I chose that fragrance. It just spoke to me, so I've mixed it in. I'm gonna go get my 4-pound Workshop Heritage molds over here. We'll pour off the first layer, mix up the Hollywood Pink while this one is setting up, and we'll just do 2 layers on the bottom, one of the red and one of the pink. I'm definitely getting Valentine's Day vibes from this. I think it should have been made before so that it would have made it out in time for Valentine's Day. But oh well, it's still going to be a soap that you can use any time of year. So into the piping that I'm going to put on the soap, I have some amaranth pink, just a very light shimmery looking pink, and so I'm going to mix that in. I wanted to play in the micas and oils because it's so pretty to mix oils and mica. It's magical. And of course, you know, having it in this red bowl is not doing it justice, but I thought I would share. So before I go and put on all those different shades of pink and red embeds and all the different shapes, I'm taking some firecracker mica, and I thought this was going to be more red, and I put it in oil, and it is very pink. I didn't know it had so many pink tones to it, but I have mixed that in some olive oil, and I'm just gonna do a little drizzle of that on there, and then I'll start putting on all of those embeds, and those are just going to go randomly all over the soap. And then I have some pink bursting beads from Brambleberry and some pink glitter from Brambleberry. So I think that's good like that. Now comes the long and tedious task of getting all these embeds on. Question for you. Finish this sentence. Actually, finish the sentence. You know you're an adult when, and then what are some things that you do that you realize only an adult would get enjoyment out of this or would have to do this? I realized over the weekend that it's grocery shopping for me, and Bradley has accused me of this before and I've denied it. I'm like, no, I don't like to go grocery shopping. I just want to make sure I remember everything, and you know, I make lists and whatnot. And he's like, no, you like to grocery shop, and I browse. I do make lists and go in there, and it could be the same exact grocery store I've gone to every single time and know where everything is, but I will still go up and down every single aisle and look at everything. Over the weekend, we went to Wegmans, and Wegmans is like a toy store of grocery stores, in my opinion, because it's just huge, and you can find so much in there that you might not find at your regular grocery store. That was our fun Saturday trip for the day. How pathetic is that? And we got all kinds of things that we didn't need. It was pretty much a snack run, and I do like snacks. I think that's what it is. I like to cook, I like to bake, I like snacks. I like unusual stuff, from different flavors to things from different countries. I like to try new things and, you know, switch things up a little bit than my typical normal everyday, you know, things that you can buy at any grocery store. I like to just go browse and buy things that I've never tried before. And so that is my excuse. We went and cut all the snacks that were like, yeah, this isn't on a list, none of this stuff makes any sense, but we're gonna buy it anyway. And then you spend this money and you're like, what did I buy? What did I buy? Today, my friend Sarah and I decided to go on a little date to a new grocery store that opened up called Lidl's. I think that's how you say it. It's either Lidl's or Lidl's. I think it's Lidl's. And it is a European like chain. I think it's from Germany, so there's a lot of European influence. And of course, I'm all over that. My go-to grocery store typically is called Aldi's, and it's a lot of like, it's lower prices and things aren't name brand, and so I am fine with that. I don't mind buying, you know, no name brand stuff, and a lot cheaper. I am all about that. But you can't always find everything you want when you go to these grocery stores. But new one opened up and it was like right down the street, and so we made a date to go check it out because she's just as much as a dork as I am, and we like to go grocery shopping. We're all excited about that snack aisle. And we found a lot of like, you know, fun things like tea flavors that you can't usually get anywhere. A lot of European cheeses. I just love the grocery store. I admit it. And here's another example. When Bradley and I went to Ireland, we were within walking distance to a Tesco, which is a grocery store over there. And the first thing we did when we got into the door and put our stuff down is we walked to the grocery store. That is what I wanted to do. And that's what we did. So I guess it's just me, I'm crazy. And I don't really like eating bad things, you know. I'm not a person who likes to eat Doritos and, I don't know, unhealthy snacks. I'm not typically that kind of person. But every now and then I'll treat myself, and then what I like to do is, if I really, really, really want to try something but I don't want to eat it all, is I take it to work. That is my secret, because everyone at work will eat it. It's bad, I know. I'm evil. Alright, let me continue getting all of these randomly placed on here. And put on some bursting beads, and we'll put on some glitter. I'll give it a spray with the rubbing alcohol. I'll let it sit for 24 hours. And then I will come back to cut it, and we'll take a look at the inside. And some of these are going to get doubles of stuff because I had so many raspberries and flowers left over that I just wanted to get rid of them. So some will have 2 raspberries on them, some will have none of the little gemstone shapes, lots of them will have more than 1 rose on them, but it's all good because they're all going to be different and they're going to be pretty, says I. I messed myself up by flipping those so that you guys can see what I was doing on the other side, only to mess it up and put it out of view. Sorry about that, but I will take a close-up look and you guys can see what every part of this entire loaf looks like. So sprinkling these guys on. I like these. I haven't used the pink nearly enough as I've used the other ones, but these are going to look great. Alright, truly excited to see how this one has turned out. I'm going to try to cut it and see if those bursting beads don't cause any drag marks, but let's take a look. Let's see how it turned out. Let's take a look. Oh, God, that is so pretty. I love all of those pinks in there. I loved how that turned out. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. I'm not making this up. I am so excited about the soap. Alright, let's keep going here. I'm going to show you an up-close look in a little bit because that wild strawberry eco glitter that I used as one of the pinks, it has sparkles in it, and I'm wondering if the camera will pick that up because it is eco glitter. It does a very good job inside of cold process soap. It would look prettier, I'm sure, inside of Melt and Pour, but I think it turned out really pretty in there. I gotta sniff every single bar as if they smell different. True story, you guys, I did go to the grocery store after I got done making the soap. I had to get cat food. Like, honestly, I really did have to get cat food, I'm not lying. The brand that we use to feed the cats you can't get at the one grocery store I went to. So I did go and get a few other things that I didn't need while I was there, as I was going up and down every single aisle, even though I knew where the cat food was. I came across, and I'm not making this up, yogurt flavored as Starbursts. Of course I had to buy one. And of course they only had the lemon and the orange flavors, so go figure. They didn't have any of the reds, but I did buy one and I ate it for breakfast and it was okay. It's not something I would eat every day, but I just thought that was too funny that I found that. I'm not a big, huge lemon anything fan, to be honest. I just love how the soap turned out. It still smells the same, yep. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This soap will be available on February 21st, and you can mark your calendars because there's going to be lots of soaps in there that I'm not going to be able to pick which one is my favorite. I mean, the hot pink zebra is up there along with this one. Turned out really, really well. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you're new and haven't subscribed yet, think about it. Questions or comments, leave them for me in the comment section down below. And until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day, and I will smell you later.